Hey everybody, Joel Niemeyer here for the Inkstead, Minnesota Radio Network. We're here with the former Minnesota Viking, Chad Greenway. We're in Hutchinson. It's Chad's Day to Reach football camp. And Chad, boy, you've been to Hutchinson, boy, close to 20 years now. I mean, it's been a nice event that you come, and it's more than about football today.
Yeah, I mean, this is, it's happened, I think, 16 years ago, I want to say, maybe more, I don't know, I can't do the math. Chad always keeps me in line, Harlander, but, it's such a blessing to be able to meet this community and kind of get to know a lot of the folks that kind of are really impactful in this community, and then come out here every year and invite a bunch of kids out here from all across the region and just have a good time. I mean, it's always fun. We get really nice days like today, just blessed with the weather. But yeah, this camp is, yes, it's football. We do offense and defense, and we teach stance and fundamentals and things like that, but this is about getting outside, meeting new people, engaging these kids with their character and what's really important and how to treat people, and that's really what's about for us.
And you mentioned Chad Harlander. Maybe talk about him and the Reach program, because it's a unique program. It started in Hutch, which is why kind of the camp is here, but it's grown all over the country. And maybe how did you get involved with this?
Yeah, it's all Harlander. I mean, so I hosted a camp in South Dakota way back when in 2006, and Harley was there with a friend just helping me out. And that was the first time I put a camp together, and he said, hey, come help me out in Hutchinson. I'm like, where's Hutchinson? And I just got drafted to Minnesota, and I trusted him. I believed in him. And what he's done here is really exceptional, not only with the Reach program, but with this camp too. I mean, he puts this all together. I get, my name's on the shirt, and I get some attention for it, and I get the credit, but he does all the labor. I mean, he gets the sponsors around it, the people, the help, the field. I mean, it's really tremendous what he's done, and he does it because he loves the kids, he loves the community. And now the Reach program, obviously we help fund through this camp, is now stretched across the country, which is pretty amazing.
And for this particular camp, I mean, one thing that makes it interesting from all the other camps, because there's a lot of camps out there that teach you football stuff. There's not a lot that teach you off the field stuff like this one will.
Yeah, it's kind of really our focus, and I think even over the years we've kind of even gone more towards that direction because we realized what kind of impact we can make. And again, it went from a 2-day to a 1-day. It was a 3-day, and what we do is that we're more efficient with our time, but it's more about just connecting kids and just teaching principles within 1 day that you can not get anywhere else. And again, it's kind of a multi-verse camp, like you said. It's like, yeah, we're going to teach your kid how to backpedal and to break on a ball, but it's not what it's about. It's about how can the other kids encourage him after he drops a pass or catches a pass or whatever it is. If he looks and sounds or is different than you, like how do we embrace that kid and how do we lift him up and how do we lead through that? And that's what this camp's really about. I think that's, as I've grown through my career, now have my own kids and going through their stuff, it's like, it's just to be able to push that into these kids is really what's important in this day and age, really in anything, in work, in play, in sports. It's all very important.
Well, and it's important to give back, because I'll call it your volunteers here, because your volunteers give back. Some of these are former campers of yours,
yeah.
High school kids that now in high school that used to come to this camp. And
don't remind me, as I'm getting old. Yeah, I mean, we've had kids start in 4th grade, go all the way through, play college football, and come back around. I mean, it's pretty special. It's a pretty amazing group that we've had here. And again, none of this happens without this community, though. The Hutchinson community, the business leaders, see State Farm out here, they're out here every year. The National Guard of Minnesota is out here every year. They just support year after year after year because they see the impact we make. And of course, a credit to Harley for kind of putting it all together. But this is a day where it's about these kids, and these volunteers give a full day of their summer. Beautiful weather, could be on the lake, could be doing anything else today, but they're here for these kids, and that's so special.
And then lastly, once this camp is over, what message do you want these kids to go home with?
Treat people well. If you see a kid struggling in any way, be that kid that can lead through that and not try to act cool, but try to go help somebody else. And that's really it's about service. And in my career, relationships, like relationship with you over this last 15 years, wherever it's been special. And Harley, and just connecting with all the community, like that's what's important to me. And building relationships with these kids, it's harder now in this day and age with cell phones and all this social media. It's harder to actually make an impact in an in-person relationship. And I think if these kids can leave here today saying, I impacted somebody else's life, and I'm gonna go to my school or my team and do the same thing, feel like we made a difference.
He's Chad Greenway, Day to Reach football camp. You can find, if you like some more about Chad, you can find him each and every week during the football season on the Jake and Bauer Show right here on one of these stations.